has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
It's Ferrall on the bench, coast to coast in the biggest way possible, hanging out. The bad seed, the burgundy, the bad apple with a bad attitude. We are live in New York City. The Big Apple. Ooh. People dressed in plastic bags, directing traffic, some kind of fashion shaker up. Oh, woo, woo. Oh, woo, woo. Along with the Tutty and Tater King himself, the founder of the ILC podcast, the rights holder of the Sheet of Integrity, and the Put It With the Golf Guru. It is a Golf Wednesday. It's Carver High this afternoon. Mafia running it with Luke. I am your father. The rundown on a midweek Where Do You Hurt Wednesday, a double shot with Morency this very hour from British Columbia. Then in the second hour, the Las Vegas golfer Brady Cannon in to talk 3M with Carver High. And then in the final hour, the coup de grace double shot with Stewie. Keith Stewart from Read the Line, getting you ready for Minnesota and golf starting tomorrow all weekend long. You know they're going to be cashing tickets. All kinds of Brian Daboll today around the majors. Tons of games going on, Mike. I cannot believe it. The Pirates, did they just sweep the Tigers? Come on, it's a lie.
They did sweep the Tigers. Happy Wednesday here. It is a golf Wednesday. All the golf later on, the 3M. Live in the United Kingdom this week. We got that coming as well. Yeah, 3 games already in the books, including, the Tigers went into PNC on Monday with the best record in baseball. They leave getting swept by the Pirates. Spencer Horowitz with a grand slam today, 6-1 was the final. And the Pirates are weird, man. They'll go like 2 weeks without hitting. Remember that they had that week where they
2 weeks without winning,
give up a run.
Forget hitting.
They'll go 2 weeks without winning and hitting. And then they'll have a week like this at home where they beat the Tigers 3 in a row. Unbelievable. The Reds had a 5-0 win over the Nationals. That's already done. That's because Nick Lodolo threw a complete game, 4-hit shutout.
8
for the Reds with 8 strikeouts as he shuts down the Wood Doctor and the crew there this afternoon in D.C., so they avoid the sweep. Reds still remain the only team in baseball who has not been swept this year. The Nationals were trying to do that and make the Reds the last team, but they got by it. And the Marlins, a 3-2 win over the Padres behind, get this, an actual great performance from Alcantara. 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs. That's the best time to do that, right, Scotty? Before the trade deadline, when you're on the block, throw 7 shutout innings up there against San Diego. Nice job by Alcantara.
I cashed it at plus 120 today with the fish.
Yes,
so loving life with that.
Fish, nice job by them there this afternoon. Elsewhere, Giants have a 9-3 lead over the Braves right now. Not one, but get this, 2 homers from Rafael Devers today for the Giants. He is busted out. 2 home runs for Rafa.
That's double his amount since he went to the Giants. He had 2 home runs, and then total today has 2 home runs. So he equaled his total with the Giants. He's been so awful. He busted out of it tonight. Maybe it was because he used the frying pan last night at first base.
It's possible that was the reason, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was. Mets lead the Angels 6-3 at Citi Field. 3-run homer from Pete Alonso in that game. And yes, Francisco Lindor snapped that 0 for 30 that he had coming into the game, as he has got now today a couple of hits, actually, including an RBI single to go along with it. So 6-3 Mets, top of the 7th at Citi, and they are underway at Wrigley. They're a couple innings in now, and the ball is flying out a bit. 4-1, Royals lead the Cubbies, as the Royals have gotten a couple homers from Vinny from the neighborhood, Vinny Pasquantino, and Salvi Perez to take a 4-1 lead. We'll see if the Cubs can start getting some things going. They've got the leadoff man on in the bottom of the 3rd. We have other games this afternoon. including one starting in a matter of moments in Colorado, as the Cardinals and the Rockies will go with Andre Pallant and Tanner Flash Gordon. Minus 175 for the Cards, plus 145 for the Rockies at an 11.5.
Yeah, so yesterday I bet on the Rockies, as you know, and they cashed as your boy, not, what do you call him? Your boy hitting home runs last night. Not the cognac, but the Moniac.
Forget the cognac. Get me the Moniac. Mickey Moniac with a home run last night for the Rockies. He's having a good year. Cognac.
You know what?
He didn't get traded.
Well, look, I think Pallant is so average, it's not even funny. I'll give the Rockies a shot today at that plus money. I really will.
Houston is in plus 155. Houston is in Arizona coming up in about a half an hour from now. Brandon Walter and Brandon Pfaadt, as the Astros have been on fire, as you know. Minus 145 for the Snakes, plus 120 for the Stros, and an 8.5.
Yeah, look, I have this game. I'm betting on this game. I already bet it. I just want to see what I had the number at this morning when I did it. At minus 115, I had them. What is it now? It's moved from all the way up to 136. It was
145. I got
it at 115. It was like now it's like doubled almost. It's 136. So I bet Arizona today with Pfaadt over Walter in the desert.
Brewers and the Mariners will also start in about 30 minutes in the Pacific Northwest. Quinn Priester and Louis Castillo will go in that one. Minus 125 for the M's, who, of course, snapped the Brewers' win streak last night with the Cal Raleigh 1-0 win. Plus 105 for the Brew Crew and a 7.5.
I got him at plus 111 this morning. I bet the Brewers and Priester to knock off the M's and win that series in Seattle and actually beat Castillo.
And one other afternoon game, Twins and Dodgers at the top of the hour in Los Angeles. Chris Paddock and Tyler Glasnow, minus 215 for the Dodgers, plus 180 for the Twins, and an 8.5.
I would bet Glasnow here. The Twins won last night. They scored 10 runs, but now they got this bum Paddock going today who's lost 9 games and gives up tons of home runs and runs every time he pitches. So I'm going to go Glasnow with his 3 ERA.
We have 5 other games. We will do those later for the evening slate, including the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Man, the Yankees finally beat them last night. It's about time with the Rice-A-Roni homer in the 9th. Unbelievable. They could actually win in Toronto.
Well, I was watching the game, and I couldn't believe they finally got it done. They did blow the lead. They were up, right, and then blew the lead.
Yeah.
And the next thing you knew, it was 4-2, then it was 4-4, and then they win it 5-4 on the Rice-A-Roni. So, boy, did they need that. They've been getting embarrassed against teams inside their division, particularly this Toronto Blue Jay team.
They certainly have. So all the baseball later on. We got lots of football today, too. Man, talking season, tons of college coaches from the Big Ten and the ACC we will hear from today. Lots of NFL as well. With camps opening, we've got a bunch of guys from the NFL, too. So very busy as football really starting to feel like it's back with all these training camps and talking season going on. Outstanding.
It is back. You just told me that they were playing the Hall of Fame game next week.
Next week. Be there, Canton, unless they got to cancel the game because the field's awful like they usually have. They've done a couple of times. They have that awful field. Lightning, too.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Aaron Judge is great, but if you want to talk about full contributions to a team, maybe I'm biased as a former catcher myself, but I think Cal Raleigh's working a little bit harder than everybody else, and I think Cal Raleigh should be right in this thing. If he sets that single season home run record for a catcher, I think that's probably what it's going to take for him to overtake Judge. I don't think it's impossible for him to get there. I think it's unlikely.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
The tennis players are just the worst. They're just the worst.
I do that after I get a parlay. I'm falling to the ground. I'm excited. I'm like praising the Lord. Win a parlay. Come on. We're allowed to celebrate.
I'd rather, it's okay if you hit a parlay, yes. But if you win the match, no. The player can't do that. The bettor can. It's as simple as that.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
TJ Watt going to the bank.
I don't remember the last time he had a sack in the last month of that season. And then in the playoffs, he did absolutely nothing. And then you're going to give him $41 million a year, $123 million, what, 108 guaranteed million guaranteed?
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
He's in Montreal for Homicide's first show in years. Tomorrow night, live in Quebec. They're going to be jamming out and just blowing out at least a 40-minute set. They're playing Saturday as well. Morency joins us. How's the nerves? Do you have any nervousness before the show tomorrow? You've been practicing. You've been getting your vocals ready, you've been shredding, you've been hanging out with the boys, you've been working and grinding before the show. Are you guys ready to roll tomorrow night? And then I want to ask you about this story. It just keeps rearing its ugly head. As Lucas Giolito says that he gets threats every night from bettors after games. And it's been going on now with everyone in sports. These bettors are, going after players and blaming them for their lost bets and tickets and prop bets. And it's become a real problem in sports, without a doubt, with the players and with the teams.
It's funny, Scott. Me and Paul Bovey talked about this about, 10 years ago or so, 10 years ago. Right before legalized sports betting, before it became this big boom and it's legal in 35 states or whatnot. And we discussed how, when an NBA team, Scott, scores 110 points, you get a free taco, you get a free piece of pizza if the Dodgers score 5 runs or whatnot. And remember once LeBron, the Cavaliers in Cleveland, it was 100 points. And the Cavaliers got to 99. LeBron didn't take a shot late in the game, and he took a pot shot at the fans after and said, "Do they really care about a freaking free burrito?" And it was like, yeah, they do. And me and Paul said at the time, you imagine what it's going to be like in the modern era when people have money on the game. Everybody has money on the game instead of just the hardcores that are used to and act like adults when they lose a bet. When everybody, if these jerks, Scott, are panicking over losing a piece of pizza, what are they going to do when they actually lose a bet? And now we're in the social media age, which I don't know why it's called social media because there's nothing social about it.
Right.
But it's hit a new low, Scott. It's hit a new low. You and I are old enough. I remember logging onto the internet for the first time and not even knowing what to look for. I was like, oh, what the hell's this? I was like, all right, I typed in, Buffalo Bills. I was like, whoa, look, there's pictures of the Bills. So I've been around since day one of the internet, people. And it's never been the cesspool of hate that it is now, right? There's always been fringe groups and this and that, and there's always been negativity. It's easy to talk and say things, from the comfort of your house when you're anonymous. But the modern era now, Scott, like, it's just right to kill yourself. And this has been going on forever, though. So, like, Giolito's feeling it now. You know as well as I do. What do you think kids on LSU go through? You think they hear nice things from people on campus when they lose, right? Like, really nasty stuff, right? I had a friend that played for the Colorado Buffaloes years ago, and he told me, like, it was really bad. He said, like, basically, like, the players hated the students, hated, like, the university. Everyone was racist, and, like, it was just, like, over the top. This has been happening forever, but before it was mostly, like, black athletes that just dealt with this, right? Jackie Robinson was getting death threats in the 40s, right? You know what I mean? Like, Mickey Mantle wasn't, right? So, like, black athletes have been dealing with this sort of level of over-the-top hate and hyperbole over the years. Now it's caught up. I don't blame it all on gambling. It's not just gambling. It's just a level of discourse that society has right now. Yeah, dude, you could tweet, like, what a nice looking poodle or what a nice looking dog, Scott, and people will come at you and basically say, they'll twist something into, like, everything. The sky's not blue anymore, right? We live in an alternate fact universe. So people can say whatever the hell they want, and they feel they can get away with it. Look at the guy at the stadium, Scott, that told Marte, "I'm glad your mother died." Really? At a baseball game? There's nothing wrong with saying to a visiting player, "You know what? You suck. Your team sucks. Hey, your batting average sucks." Nothing wrong with old school sports chirping. But this level of over-the-topness, and you see it with the WNBA and the words that people use about them. And like I said, I'm not into political correctness, but the lid was, like, ripped off, and we've gone not from, like, to, it's freedom of speech. It's just more like freedom to hate right now. That's what it is, Scott. Everybody's a hater. Everybody has a smart-ass comment about everything now. And if you're a pro athlete, don't go online. That'd be my hell, if you're a talk show, don't go
prop
online.
betting, they've considered in college, no prop betting on college sports. Do you think that should happen?
A lot of states already have that, actually, right? You can't bet on college props in New York or New Jersey. Like, some states already have that. You know what? But before I thought it was ridiculous, but now I think it's not a bad idea to eliminate, any sort of, if you really want to get a college prop bet in, you can find a way to do it, right? But, Scott, because alcohol is legal, I mean, can you blame alcohol, for everything that happens in this world? It seems to me now that, like, betting. Yeah, you're like, yes. Seems to me like betting is the new, like, I saw Tucker Carlson, of all people, talking about how, like, sports books are the scourge of society. And he said, companies used to make money, but not be evil. And nobody's putting a gun to anybody's head to bet. And like this, so, like, that's capitalism, right? You know what I mean? Like, Larry Merchant, may he rest in peace, the great Larry Merchant. I asked him once when Conor McGregor was fighting Floyd Mayweather. I said, "Larry, what do you think about it as a boxing purist? Is this a black eye to the sport, like many say?" And he goes, "Gabe, they've been doing this for 100 years. He goes, "They pitch a tent up. Nobody put a gun to your head to pay them to go into that tent." It's the way I look at it. And, everybody's got someone to blame in today's society.
I was at that fight. That was one of the worst fights I've ever seen.
It was free money, though, on Mayweather, though, wasn't it?
It was. He just toyed with him and destroyed him.
You were there live, huh? I wasn't there for that. Yeah.
And then they acted like, remember he came out and he landed a punch in the first round.
Yeah,
everybody got all excited. And then he got his face smacked around for the rest of the fight.
Yeah, Floyd just carried him like a sparring session.
Hey sports fans, here's a tip to keep in mind the next time you make your betting picks. According to research, home field advantage is no joke, especially in those playoffs. In the NBA and the NFL postseason, the home team typically has a 64% shot at victory. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
They still need Kelsey to beat Kelsey at times. I think they will baby him again. He won't be out there for 70, 80 plays. He's going to be out there for 55 plays, somewhere in that range here to keep him healthy as the season goes on here. So we have to keep that in mind as well. Plus the backup tight end there, he has some big games as well. So I think Kelsey is still very usable, but I think what you want to be careful about is you don't want to draft the name anymore.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Shohei Ohtani can do something that nobody else in Major League Baseball can do. That means being maybe one of, if not the top 5 best hitters in baseball, and then go on the mound and throw some gems out here. Like, he's through 9 innings so far in his season, which isn't a lot, but that ERA is at 1. Are we saying that once he gets to 5 and 6 innings, that ERA is going to stay at 1? No, it isn't. But if it does, my goodness. I mean, just hand him the Cy Young on top of it as well. It's cheating.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
So you haven't performed with Homicide live in a long time. What's the mental approach and the nerves like getting ready for this big sold-out show tomorrow night in Montreal, packed house? You guys are going to have a 40-minute set. How do you feel the day before the show? And then what do you got going with the Yankees and Jays tonight?
We haven't played live in 7 years, actually. So it's my first live concert in 7 years. I got to be honest with you. The last one wasn't very good. That's why it's been 7 years. It's just full disclosure, right? Listen, not every show Ozzy did was great. Trust me. I was at a few of them, right? So, it's hit or miss. We've had great nights. We've had sort of other nights. And I remember the 7 years ago was just a disaster, bro. We blew an amplifier up. It was just whatever could go wrong did go wrong. The drum set fell over. It was one of those sort of spinal. It was like a spinal tap at the Iowa Fair type of deal. It's hey, we're back. And it really just didn't go well. And we played in the middle of the winter at Montreal Sky. I swear to God, and you can't make it up. Of course, we play and on the radio, they're there's a winter weather advisory warning. We advise you not to go out tonight. We had 19 people show up. It was this frigid night. Oh, it was the night before New Year's Eve. Who the hell plays on December 30th? You know what I mean? They would have given us New Year's Eve. And no one, you know what I mean? It was just one of those disasters. But anyways, we got 2 new dudes. So I have a little bit of, I've never played with these guys before. So it's a big show, but they're good. So we're ready to go. And I got to be honest with you, Scott, it's weird. I'm not I don't feel nervous really. I'm ready to go. I'm just sort of let's just do this. Let's rock. Yeah. Not nervous. I was I had anticipation and nerves a month ago and 2 months ago. Oh boy, you know what I mean? But proper preparation prevents poor performance. So, we've practiced. We're ready to go. I'm ready to go. And let's just do this. Right. And, I just look at it, Scott, even if we're terrible, 20 minutes later, no one will remember or care. Right.
Because the next band's coming on and they'll be
next band's coming on. Yeah, exactly. The next band. I've been, put it this way, I've been through worse. I'm confident it won't be our worst show ever. I'll put it that way.
All right, what do you got going on?
We're going to film some of it, though. We'll get some clips. So tomorrow I won't be with you. because we're literally, that's our load-in time. We're going to be at the venue at like 3-4 in the afternoon tomorrow. But I'll be with you Friday to give you the review, and we'll have some clips online and all that type of stuff. We won't hide from whatever happens, for better or worse. But we're ready to dance, baby. As far as tonight, I've talked about this in the past, guys, and you know, man, it's tough. Listen, there's so many freaking pitchers in baseball now, and not everybody's going to be on top of everything for every player. But I've talked in the past, you and I have talked about the Bassett Hound and Chris Bassett.
Right.
We won the last bet that we bet on him. I remember you were on that game when he pitched. Dude, he's 7-0 at home. I think people realize that, right? He hasn't lost at the Rogers Center. He's 7-0 at home. He's 3-4 on the road. His ERA is like, 2.52 or whatever at home. It's like 5.79 or whatever on the road. There's a massive difference between Chris Bassett at home and Chris Bassett on the road for whatever reason. And you look at Fried. I mean, Fried's a stud, as we know, but you guys follow the Yankees closely, and 4 of his last 5 starts, he's given up 3 or more runs. In 3 of those starts, he's given up 4 or more runs. His last 3 starts, he's been 4-4-3. He's been hit as of late. So give me the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. They're not going to win every game. They lost last night. Look for the Blue Jays to bounce back tonight, in my opinion.
Are you excited the Bills are going to wear the red helmets?
Yeah, I don't care. They can wear pink helmets, Scott. Just win a freaking Super Bowl. Win a Super Bowl. I don't care what they wear.
Pink, he says, this year.
That's my point. But yeah, I like the red helmets. You know why they used to wear? You know why they went to the red? Because quarterback Joe Ferguson. Remember Joe Ferguson? He was the quarterback of the Bills when I became a Bills fan as a kid. He was throwing interceptions, and it was always snowing in Buffalo, and he couldn't tell the difference between the Dolphins and the Bills helmets because they were both white. And he told them after, he goes, I can't tell, man. It's snowing. Everyone's got a white helmet out there. And the Bills created the red helmet. I'm dead serious. That's where the red helmet came from.
So are they going to wear it every game, or are they just going to wear it?
Nah, I think it's like one of those alternate type deals. Like they're making a big deal about it.
All right, well, listen, good luck tomorrow with the show in Montreal with Homicide. Knock it out of the park. Knock them dead.
Thanks,
kid.
Scott. Thanks, buddy.
My man. Morency performing live again. It's been 7 long years. The 7-year itch.
Hey sports fans, here's a tip to keep in mind the next time you make your betting picks. According to research, home field advantage is no joke, especially in those playoffs. In the NBA and the NFL postseason, the home team typically has a 64% shot at victory. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
They still need Kelsey to beat Kelsey at times. I think they will baby him again. He won't be out there for 70, 80 plays. He's going to be out there for 55 plays, somewhere in that range here to keep him healthy as the season goes on here. So we have to keep that in mind as well. Plus the backup tight end there, he had some big games as well. So I think Kelsey is still very usable, but I think what you want to be careful about is you don't want to draft the name anymore.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Shohei Ohtani can do something that nobody else in Major League Baseball can do. That means being maybe one of, if not the top 5 best hitters in baseball, and then go on the mound and throw some gems out here. Like he threw 9 innings so far in his season, which isn't a lot, but that ERA is at 1. Are we saying that once he gets to 5 and 6 innings, that ERA is going to stay at 1? No, it isn't. But if it does, my goodness, I mean, just hand him the Cy Young on top of it as well. It's cheating.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
know we have a lot to do, but I have to ask Carver High. He's the judge, jury, and executioner of all things. So I'm reffing tonight, and they have a zero tolerance rule now because they've had so many problems. A lot like prop bettors threatening players. In the league that I ref, there have been so many threats and so many, incidents cussing out refs and threatening refs that they implemented a zero tolerance policy. If you cuss at the ref, you're going home. If you don't leave within 2 minutes of your ejection, you're thrown out of the league for the remainder of the season. And then when you come back the next season, if you do it again, they throw you out of the club altogether. Do you approve of the new rules? As you know, Carver High, I don't believe in rules and such.
I mean, look, you gotta have some kind of set of standards in place for stuff like this. So I got no problem that they're doing that. You can't have people it's a local gym. You can't have people in there yelling at each other, cursing at them. It's really just not right. So I have no problem with their rules that they have established as such so far.
I'm reffing tonight. I will tolerate no shenanigans.
No shenanigans for any of it. 4-2 Royals lead the Cubs now, top of the fifth here at Wrigley. As the other games are about to get started, of course, those 3:40 East starts. Mets now up 6-3, top of the eighth at Citi Field. Cardinals and Rockies scoreless. They go to the bottom of the second at Coors. All right, a couple of things from baseball last night. Mariners and Brewers are about to start. The Brewers had their win streak snapped last night in Seattle.
Right.
Only took one run for the Mariners, Scotty. And who else would it be but the big dumper, number 39 on Root Sports.
Out to right field. Driven back. Flying out of here. Cal Raleigh. Home run number 39. Ties Ken Griffey Jr. for the most home runs by a Mariner in first 5 career seasons.
I just think it's fantastic that his nickname is the Big Dumper. That is really all that matters.
It's quite a name. It's quite a name. He was also the first player in MLB history to do all three of these things in the same game. Homer in a 1-0 win, catch a 2 or fewer hit shutout, catch a dozen or more strikeouts, all in the same game. The Big Dumper getting involved for Seattle.
Like every time we turn around, he's breaking some record or doing something. Yeah. He won the home run derby, and then he leads the league in homer. And now he's catching 2 or fewer hit shutout, catch a dozen or more strikeouts in the same game, hitting the home run that won the game. It's always something with this guy.
It really is. How about Gilbert Grape last night? Logan Gilbert, 6 1/3, 2 hits, no runs, 10 strikeouts. He's got 19 Ks and no runs allowed in his last 2 starts. Heating up. Logan, what's eating Gilbert Grape for the M's? Elsewhere, Twins beat the Dodgers 10-7. You don't see this too often. We've had a couple of these this week. Obviously, we had the walk-off catcher's interference, but how about a team scoring 3 runs on a check swing? That's right, FanDuel Sportsnet.
Check swing tapper, first base line. It's going to bounce. Enriquez bobbles, throws away into right field. Keep that arm going, Tommy Watkins. 2 runs are in. Walder's going to score. Lewis will stop at third base. Walks, miscues. Twins capitalize. It's 9-5.
I always enjoy watching the Dodgers lose.
It is never going to shed a tear for me, that's for sure, when they lose a baseball game. Nobody's going to be too upset at that. Now, Ohtani did homer in the 9th. Now, he originally was tied. Now he has 90 homers through his first 2 seasons in the National League. That is now the second most by any player in his first 2 seasons in either league. McGwire had 94 homers for St. Louis when he moved to the NL in 97 and 98. It sounds like Ohtani will dwarf that by a lot.
Well, all of those were gas home runs.
Yes, and they were gas, so they don't count. Speaking of gas, second of the day for Vinny from the neighborhood. Pasquantino again into the right center field bleachers. 6-2 Royals now. 6-2 Royals in the top of the fifth.
So that's his first home run of the day. So
2. Vinny's got 2.
He's got 2. So my buddy bet the under a half run for him. That went well for him.
Yeah, that's not going to come in. Not going to come in today. Astros beat the Diamondbacks 3-1 last night. The big blow for Houston, Scotty. Once again, how about this kid Matthews? Of course, that they brought up. Remember, he had 2 homers on Monday night. He had the go-ahead homer last night as well. Bryce Matthews for Houston, so a 3-1 win for them.
And Valdez pitched well.
Valdez pitched very well. Rockies beat the Cardinals 8-4. You mentioned earlier, Mickey, forget the cognac. Get me the Moniac. Had a homer for them. Eric Fetty pitched so well for St. Louis last night that they sent him home today for good. DFA'd. Eric Fetty. He's finished with the Cardinals. God bless and good luck to him. Chopped, as we also like to say. Mets beat the Angels last night. Of course, they're a couple outs away from the sweep today. Lindor did snap that 0-for-30 run in this afternoon's game. The Mets, though, you remember last year, Scotty, where they had Grimace and they had several other people, I guess, that were kind of the throw out the first pitch mascots. Here's the secret weapon that they brought out this year at Citi Field for the Mets. Let's take a look now. I think that we have this footage. It's possible that we don't. But the Mets were... There he is. Elmo arrives at Citi Field. Man, Grimace last year, Elmo this year. Going to try to get him going. Maybe they'll give him a seat. They painted a seat purple for Grimace.
Styling. I mean, from Grimace to Elmo, they got it all going on in Queens.
They do have it all going on in Queens. The Giants beat the Braves 9-0 last night. Then they beat them again, of course, this afternoon.
I did tell myself today, yes. I promised myself something today after I bet on the Braves again, that I'm not going to bet on the Braves again.
I don't blame you for that.
I'm done.
It doesn't seem like a good proposition.
To give up 18 runs in 2 days. I'm done with the Braves.
By the way, first win of the season for Justin Verlander this afternoon. He did get the win for the Giants, so he finally gets himself a victory. We mentioned that the Pirates beat the Tigers. I saw a stat on this. This is the first time since, I think it was the 50s or the 60s, that a team got swept by the worst team in a league, which, the White Sox are, of course, the worst team in the American League. The Rockies have the worst team overall, and then go and sweep the best team in the league. So they got swept by the White Sox, worst team in the AL, then swept what was the best team in the AL coming in, the Tigers, in back-to-back series. Hasn't happened in 70 or 80 years or something. So the Pirates just continue to find the book.
Bailey Falter is 7-5. That's crazy when you think about it, because they never win, and he's got a winning record. He's actually pitched well. It's Keller and Skeens that have all the losses, and I couldn't believe Skeens won the other day. It's the first time he's won since May.
Doesn't happen often when Skeens goes out there, that's for sure. And the Phillies beat the Red Sox last night 4-1. Bryce Harper, first player in franchise history with 13 extra base hits over an 8-game span, and Christopher Sanchez went the distance, Scotty, for the Phillies in that game. He has been unbelievable as well. 9 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 12 strikeouts for Christopher Sanchez last night. Might have to put him in the Cy Young conversation as well in the National League with Skeens and Wheeler. We'll have to start sliding him in there.
The only guy that I can tolerate on that team is Harper, and he's their best player, which is unfortunate because I like him. I told you, I go and see him play. I pay to watch that guy play and bat 5 times.
Our ability to defend, shoot the 3, rebound, pass the ball, and on a team that is awful. Right now, trending to get the #1 overall pick if they win the WNBA lottery. Possibly to draft her buddy AZ Fudd, maybe. But when you look at Paige Beckers, Paige Beckers is a top 10 player in the WNBA.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Against him, I'm not surprised that he had no back down in his game, because he is a player that plays with confidence and swag, and it was really cool to see him get the job done, and the emotion at the 18th green with the interview with Amanda, especially for like a really kind of like, Jersey boy.
Tough
Good to
Jersey
see a little
guy
emotion
with the gold necklace. You're like, oh, what's going on here? Yeah,
Sure.
that was super cool.
The Smiley Show. Only on SportsGrid.
TJ Watt going to the bank.
I don't remember the last time he had a sack in the last month of that season. And then in the playoffs, he did absolutely nothing. And then you're going to give him $41 million a year, $123 million, what, 108 guaranteed million guaranteed?
Ferrall Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Paige Beckers, ready folks, is a top 10 WNBA player right now. You ever heard of the band Gladys Knight and the Pips? Yeah, it's Paige Beckers and the Dallas Wings. That's what she's got. Know what that means? She's got nobody. Enrique Wumwale has been awful this year. I don't know if she wants to play there or not.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
It's a perfect day weather-wise in Iowa City, actually in Seattle at T-Mobile. The sun is shining, the roof is open, and they are underway with Castillo pitching to the Brewers. He hasn't beat them since 2020. He hasn't faced them since 2022.
Of course, he used to face them all the time back when he was with Cincinnati, but it has been a while, as you say, and a couple good days in a row in Seattle. That's very rare, as we discussed yesterday.
Rare.
To get a couple of good weather days out in that place. Yankees beat the Blue Jays 5-4. Yankees had a lead, gave it up, tied it 4 in the top of the 9th inning. Little Rice-A-Roni up in Toronto. Man, did they need it on the Yes Network.
High fly ball, right field and deep. Luke is back on the track. See ya! A huge home run for Ben Rice as the Yankees take a 5-4 lead.
Yeah, listen, they needed that like oxygen. I mean, they have been owned by the Jays, owned by the East, finding themselves, 4 back. They needed that desperately last night, and they almost blew it.
Yeah, and it's a good thing they also won, because or else all you would have heard again today was how Volpe made another awful error last night, which he did.
He did.
But that gets swept under when you win. You don't talk about it as much, that he made another awful error. Devin Williams has been good, right? Last 27 outings after that awful start. 2.45 ERA, 0.74 whip for Devin Williams. Finally pitching like the guy the Yankees thought they were getting when they acquired him in the offseason. So nice job by him.
Yeah, but they never, you really never know who he is. Is he the closer? No. Is he the setup guy? I don't think they can ever make up their mind. I mean, we've seen the kid, Dreamweaver, show some leaks, right? So when you got this high-priced closer, why wouldn't you let him close then? I mean, they weren't winning with Weaver. They weren't closing games out for the most part with Weaver. He'd hit a wall since he got injured. Is that about right? And then, meanwhile, this guy's the one that's been lights out. And then, they don't use him in that role. It's really inexplicable.
Doesn't make a lot of sense. That's for sure. Yankees do have the easiest remaining schedule among American League teams, including, how about this finish at the end of September? 3 at Minnesota, 4 at Baltimore, 3 versus the White Sox, 3 versus the Orioles. Those are the last 4 series of the year. So if the Yankees need wins down the stretch.
Famous last words, Mike. Like, this is the same thing as win, loss, win, loss. I just don't believe any night ever is written in stone or guaranteed in baseball. Like, you think, did you think the Twins were going to put 10 on the Dodgers last night? You know what I mean? Did you think that the Rockies were going to win? You know what I mean? Like, did you think Devers was going to hit 2 home runs today? You never know what's going to happen in a baseball game. I honestly believe that. I think it's, people look at the starting pitcher and they base their bet on that. Well, more damage happens in the last 3 innings than, in my opinion, than the first 5 innings. You know what I mean? Like, pitchers start, they go out, they usually, if they're good, they're effective and get their job done, and then they hand it over to the bullpen, and they're the ones that blow it. They're the ones that give up the runs and hits when things change. If you see a guy 3 times, you might get lucky and start figuring him out by the 3rd time. But baseball nowadays is right. The guy pitches 5 innings, then he leaves. So I don't base bets on just who's starting a game. And I don't base bets on, this looks like an easy game. They stink. They're awful. Did you think the White Sox were going to win 5 straight, or that they were going to sweep the Pirates and score 27 runs? Or, I know the Pirates are awful, but I don't think anybody can predict anything in baseball, to be honest with you.
Not easy to do. Now, I wouldn't trust any of that against American League East teams because the Yankees stink against all of them. But the one thing that they are pretty consistent with for a very long time is they usually beat up on the awful Central teams. Like, that's usually something that, they usually put a good beating on those teams. So, but Baltimore, I wouldn't trust 2 series with them in the last 4 because
we'll remember this when it comes around and see if they do it. If they actually take advantage of this alleged easy schedule.
Yeah, easy. It's a win. It's a win. Cubs beat the Royals last night 6-0. Matthew Boyd has 23 consecutive scoreless innings. He was outstanding. Rich Hill, as we know, became the oldest player in Major League since Jamie Moyer back in 2012. He's 45 years old.
And he got lit up.
Rich Hill. He did get lit up. Not a great start for him. Rangers beat the A's 6-2. We did get one bell ring last night, and it was Corey Seager getting involved on Rangers TV.
And there's a swing and a drive. Deep out to right. That one is gone! A no-doubter. Corey Seager opens this one up for the Rangers.
Yeah, and DeGrom was good again. It's like every time he pitches.
DeGrom was outstanding. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 9 Ks. In fact, the 1 run was the first batter of the game as the Butler took him deep to start things off. But then that was it after that for Jacob DeGrom. He was outstanding. The Rockies, Scotty, now up 4-0 on the Cardinals. How about that? A 4-run bottom of the second. 4 RBI singles by Farmer, Amador, Freeman, and Moniak, and a 4-0 lead right out of the gates. Man, the Cardinals have... Remember when the Cardinals were playing well?
Plus 155?
Yeah, about that. About plus 155, that's for sure. All right. We will come back, and we will do the rest of the baseball. I got a few other things for you, and then 5 games tonight. And we have some long balls for tonight as well. So a light night because we've had such a busy afternoon. More afternoon games than night games today. So we'll have to deal with that and then just try to find as many homers as we can in those 5 games at night.
You'll still find them. We'll still ring the bell like we always do. You did it every night this week. You're going to do it again tonight. It's inevitable. Yes. You know it's going to happen. At least there's a few games tonight. The Yankees and Jays will be good.
Her ability to defend, shoot the 3, rebound, pass the ball, and on a team that is awful. Right now, trending to get the #1 overall pick if they win the WNBA lottery. Possibly to draft her buddy AZ Fudd, maybe. But when you look at Paige Beckers is a top 10 player in the WNBA.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Against him, I'm not surprised that he had no back down in his game, because he is a player that plays with confidence and swag, and it was really cool to see him get the job done, and the emotion at the 18th green with the interview with Amanda, especially for like a really kind of like, Jersey boy.
Tough
Good to see a
Jersey
little
guy
emotion
with the gold necklace. You're like, oh, what's going on here? Yeah,
Sure.
that was super cool.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
TJ Watt going to the bank.
I don't remember the last time he had a sack in the last month of that season. And then in the playoffs, he did absolutely nothing. And then you're going to give him $41 million a year, $123 million, what, 108 million guaranteed?
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Paige Beckers, ready folks, is a top 10 WNBA player right now. You ever heard of the band Gladys Knight and the Pips? Yeah, it's Paige Beckers and the Dallas Wings. That's what she's got. Know what that means? She's got nobody. Enrique Wumwale has been awful this year. I don't know if she wants to play there or not.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
I talked about it with Gabe a little bit about these players getting threatened after games by bettors.
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot already in the last couple of months, even with a few of these guys. Giolito has been getting messages after every game. He said, even games where I pitch well, where they're mad at me because I hit the strikeout over instead of the under. Prop bets, all these crazy things. People put hundreds of dollars on it. They don't have a lot of money, but they're gambling it anyway out of disease. It's a freak out. Is it going to take a player getting insulted in front of their apartment building by some disgruntled guy who lost a bet for real action to be taken? Giolito, obviously, just the latest, Scotty, of what's been a absolutely ridiculous line of people who just can't control themselves. I mean, if you can't control yourself, you shouldn't be betting. It's just that simple. If that's the lengths that you have to go.
Good luck with that. That's
Right.
it's like telling somebody that drinks too much not to have a drink, or someone that uses not to use or pick up. The reality is, somebody is going to get killed. So someone's going to kill one of these players. They're going to blame them for their problems, and they're gonna. What this guy, Mangione or whatever did, he just went up and, blew the guy's head off right in New York City. He just didn't like the way the health insurance business was, and he just went and handled it himself. That's what one of these bettors is going to do to a player. And who knows if it'll be football, baseball, basketball, hockey, tennis. There's people bet on tennis like you wouldn't believe. Like it's like crazy, right? And it is amazing to me. It's beyond amazing, actually, that they can't figure out who's doing this. Like they don't, so the threats come from somebody and they can't find out who's doing that. Like you send they can clean a computer and figure out everything you do on it, right? Like it's amazing to me that somebody sends an email or a tweet or a threat via a computer, and that the cyber crimes divisions of these police forces can't figure out who it is. That's what bothers me. I'm just like, what they should do is figure out who did it, and then they should get arrested and they should get thrown in jail and let them think about it for a while, and then drag their ass to court and see how they like that legal bill they're going to get, or the court fees that they're going to get. I think that action has to be taken against people that threaten athletes, college players, professional players. It would appear to me that nobody's doing anything about it. They're just letting it happen. And then are they, they're actually going to let somebody go kill someone and then they're going to do something about it? That's where it seems like the avenue's going. They're driving a one-way street to somebody getting their head blown off because that's where it's going as far as I'm concerned. And, I do think that betting is a problem. It has become a massive problem. It's not just people that have become gambling addicts because of legalization of sports betting. Let's just face facts, right? Like, let's not be shy about this. Let's tell it like it is. People are betting. They're out of control. They either have a gambling problem or they're out threatening to kill people, threatening to kill their children. And then they're going to actually, there'll be the guy. There's going to be someone that does it. They're going to actually go and kill someone because it's already on the doorstep and people do it. I mean, it happens every day. I do Ferrall Finish. I tell stories every day of people to just handle their business. They don't like some guy, they go kill him. And they're willing to go to jail for the rest of their life for it. I think it's a real problem. And NCAA does. They're scared to death of it. These student athletes are getting threatened and somebody's going to get killed or hurt. And then what are they going to do about it? Nothing. Like, it's amazing to me how they just let it happen. Somebody's got to do something about it and stop it. Catch the people that are doing the threats and throw their ass in the clink. It's that simple.
It should be that simple. Sadly, it is not. That's for sure. All right, we will come back. We do have 5 games tonight. We'll get it going. Milwaukee on the board early here against Seattle, scoring some runs, the Brewers.
That's funny. Can we get a little plus 111 going today, Carver?
Against him, I'm not surprised that he had no back down in his game because he is a player that plays with confidence and swag, and it was really cool to see him get the job done and the emotion at the 18th green with the interview with Amanda, especially for like a really kind of like Jersey boy.
Tough
Good to see a little emotion
with the gold necklace. You're like, oh, what's going on here? Yeah,
sure.
that was super cool.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Our ability to defend, shoot the 3, rebound, pass the ball, and on a team that is awful. Right now, training to get the #1 overall pick if they win the WNBA lottery, possibly to draft her buddy AZ Fudd, maybe. But when you look at Paige Beckers is a top 10 player in the WNBA.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Seiya Suzuki and Pete Crow-Armstrong, this is the first time the Cubs have ever had 2 players reach 25 home runs before the team's 95th game. I thought that was a stunningly odd statistic that you would have just thought, well, the Cubs, storied franchise, all these big superstars that they've had, and even superstar tandems, they've never been this good, and they continue to be that, man. They are just continuing to hammer the baseball. Pete Crow-Armstrong, what an incredible trade that's worked out to be for the Chicago Cubs.
Fantasy sports today, only on SportsGrid.
Shohei Ohtani can do something that nobody else in Major League Baseball can do. That means being maybe one of, if not the top 5 best hitters in baseball, and then go on the mound and throw some gems out here. Like, he threw 9 innings so far in his season, which isn't a lot, but that ERA is at 1. Are we saying that once he gets to 5 and 6 innings, that ERA is going to stay at 1? No, it isn't. But if it does, my goodness. I mean, just hand him the Cy Young on top of it as well. It's cheating.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.